Hello and welcome back to SF Giants Recap, and welcome to today's live stream. We're going to go over the Giants versus the A's, and it was a good win for the Giants. They won 6-4. A great game for Mikey Shromsky, who got not one but two home runs in today's game. So we'll hop over to the scoring right now. Make sure to subscribe and like if you do end up enjoying the stream or video, depending on when you're watching it. And so we hop over to the Giants box score for today's game. We left 15 people on base, but that's nothing compared to the A's, who left 26 people on base. So the Giants, they did a way better job today of getting people in, manufacturing runs. Still, we had bases loaded and a missed opportunity, but we can get over that, and we did way better today. Mikey Shromsky, 3 RBIs, 2 hits, 2 home runs, and 2 runs scored. So that was a great game for him. He really kind of won it for us, considering that it was 4-2. Then he hits it 2-run home run to make it 6-2, and then the A's, they bounced back and made it 6-4. And so it was lucky that we already had that insurance run. So let's hop over to the plays for today's game. In the top third, Mike Shromsky hit his 10th. Then Austin Slater doubled. It was kind of a misplay on Tony Kemp, but Austin Slater did get credited with the double. Skybolt, he singled to make it 2-1. So the Giants, they were holding on to a lead still. And then Tyro Estrada, he had some power into this one, headed out to left field, and that made it 4-1 Giants. And then Tony Kemp, he got a force out, got a RBI there. And then Mike Shromsky, he hit his 11th home run of the year, making it 6-2, like I said. And then Seth Brown, he homers on a 17th home run. Seth Brown has been quietly hitting a lot of home runs for the A's this year, and that made it 6-4. And the Giants, it was not a clean ninth inning, but we did not give up any runs, and the farthest anyone got was second base. So Camilo Duvall, he did his job there. Dom Leone, he came in the 8th and kind of struggled, but John Brebbia, he did have his back and got 2 outs and ended that inning. So Logan Webb started the game, did really well. Only the 4 hits, 2 runs, 5 strikeouts, and 3 walks. And so he brought his ERA down a couple points. He did have a no-hitter going into the 5th and then let up a couple runs, but he did do a solid job today. The only thing I kind of worried about, he had 3 walks and he couldn't really locate his changeup very well, and his sinker kind of flew off to the right a little, but he did do very well in getting those ground balls. And Brendan Crawford, he made not a terrible error, but it should have been an easy play for Crawford. He's a Gold Glover, and then he came back, I think, 2 innings later and made a fantastic play. So it was good to see him bounce back after an error and then make like a Derek Jeter type play. So that was really good to see from Crawford bouncing back there. And also Camilo Duvall, he brought his ERA back down to 3. John Brebbia, 2.44. Dom Leone, he has been struggling. I don't know if the Giants are going to keep him or if they're going to – I bet they keep him for a little bit longer. He's known for kind of having streaks, and he has nasty stuff. He just can't really locate lately. And so hopefully that will change for him, because we've seen the type of stuff he's had and what he can use. His slider, his fastball runs, his changeup's pretty good, but it just hasn't been able to locate this year fantastically. So we'll see what happens there. Hopefully he changes it up and he can stay on the team. But right now he's kind of been struggling, and so hopefully the Giants can kind of fix his location mistakes. But let's go to the offense. We had 9 hits today. Got the 6 runs. Walked 5 times, which is good to see. We did pretty good on the offensive side, kind of getting things going. Lamont Wade Jr., he has had a couple of great games lately. He had a hit today. He did strike out, but is on a pretty bad pitch, and so that was just kind of unfortunate for him. I wasn't able to do last night's recap, but that game, Joey Bart, he got a home run, and then today he got another hit. Wasn't a home run. He did strike out twice, but if he's getting a hit every day, or at least like every 2 days, and making solid contact, that's all you really want to see for Bart, because we know what he can be. We know he has a ton of power. He's good behind the plate. And so if we can just see him consistently getting hits here and there, and it's not being strikeout like it was at the beginning, then that's just all the improvement we need to see for next year, and hopefully he can have a long career with the Giants and keep it going. So his contact has been doing a lot better. Jock Peterson, he got a hit today, kind of squibbler one, but a hit nonetheless. Slater came in with the double, like I said, also got the walk. Gonzalez, he had a rough game today, but he's still batting .274. His at-bats are looking pretty good. He did have a strikeout today, left 3 on base, but his at-bats aren't looking terrible, just a couple things here and there. Bryce Johnson still has yet to get a first hit, so hopefully he can, because his defense is pretty good, and he made a nice stop in the outfield. It looked like he was going to dive, but he didn't, so then he made a nice stop, making sure he didn't get past. Belt he swings, I feel like his swing is way too like up and down, and so he fouls it off. Unless he makes perfect contact, he fouls it off back to the third base side every time, and he has really struggled lately. I hope he can turn it around, but it has not looked good for him. So if he can change that, that'd be huge, because his swing is just cut straight up and down and can't really make much changes there. The player of the game is Mikey Shromsky. Logan Webb did really well. Tyler Estrada got the home run, but Mikey Shromsky with 2 home runs, you can't really argue with it. Hopefully he can keep that up, because he's been struggling as well. Him and Bell, I feel like, have been the biggest liability at the plate. And yeah, it's kind of pulled out of it today, and hopefully we'll keep it going, because this next series against the Padres will be a big one. Hopefully we'll be able to get a couple wins, or at least not get swept, because we got swept by the Dodgers, and that was not fun. And we got swept by them twice, actually. So if we can turn this around and go and get at least win the series or not get swept against the Padres, that would be absolutely huge, and that could kind of change some momentum for this team. Doesn't mean we have to go on a huge winning streak, but we can start getting some more consistent wins. And so we look at the pitching matchup for tomorrow. We have Alex Wood versus Blake Snell. Alex Wood, 4.42 ERA. Blake Snell, not much worse. And so Alex Wood, he has been dominant lately. Hopefully he can get that going. But the Giants, they really, really need to pull out these wins, or at least be competitive, because the Dodgers series, it wasn't very competitive. It wasn't great games. But if we can go out there against the Padres, win the series, that would be absolutely huge, and try not get swept. And if we sweep them, I think that could be a total game changer, winning 5 or 6 in a row, depending. I haven't seen if it's a 4-game or a 3-game series yet, but that'd be absolutely huge if we can do that. So tomorrow's game, Alex Wood versus Blake Snell. For Tuesday's game, it is Alex Cobb versus Joe Musgrove. And so Alex Cobb, he has also been doing much better, 93 strikeouts, but Joe Musgrove, he's been dominant for the Padres. So hopefully the Giants, they can get him early, get to their bullpen, and run up the pitches. And then for the 10th, let's see the matchup for the 10th against the Padres. We play at 4:10 Eastern time. It is going to be Jacob Junis for Sean Manaea. And so Junis also, like any one of our starting pitchers you put out there, I'm going to trust that they're going to go out there and get at least 3 to 5 solid innings. Like that's like minimum. Rodon, Webb, 2 most dominant pitchers, but Junis has also been doing great. Alex Cobb, if we just took their ERAs, not against the Dodgers, just anyone else, they're one of the best pitchers in the league. But, you can't really just throw some games out the window. And then we go to Thursday. We'll see if, the Giants, they don't have a game. So 3-game series, if we can win 5 in a row, that would be a huge momentum shifter against the Padres, and also gain us some games in the wild card, because the wild card, we're not clearly out of it, but it's not looking too great. If we can get some games, start winning some more, I think that would be a big momentum booster. And even if we just win the series, that would be just as well and just as good. So I'm thinking we have to go out tomorrow and try to get that first win, because then that would be a huge win. get the momentum going. You already have a guaranteed not to get swept. You can try to go out there the next day, get the series win, and then the next day you try to get the sweep. And if you don't get the sweep, then that's fine. You got the win, and let's keep this going because this team has the talent, and we're getting some guys back from the IL. And so we'll see if they can start producing like we saw Tyler Estrada today, getting the home run after the concussion. So that was huge, I think. And Crawford with his clutch play. Even after his error, he did get the clutch play later in the game, like I said earlier. So we'll see what happens. But if you liked today's live stream, make sure to subscribe and like. And I'll see you next time for a new SF Giants recap video.